6'11", 230 pounds. From what I heard, he really worked in the offseason and could be quite the factor this year. Oziah Sellers is another one. Again, he's a senior coming in, obviously looking to showcase himself on this team and be a big factor. So the other thing that I think is fascinating about Pitino with this NIL portal, and you're going to see it in the years to come, but I think this year is going to be really exciting from that standpoint and give us a lot of opportunity to debate, is the internal chemistry that he is challenging these guys with, because everybody's fighting for a spot on that front five, man. That starting five getting off the bench, you've got at least four players that are not going to be starting, that are going to be sinking their teeth into their first minutes of every game to have a chance to produce and earn Pitino's respect and trust going through this season. And I think the most important part of this, again, falls on Pitino and how he manages the team through the season, because he's got these early games against Alabama and Iowa and Michigan, and these are all early tests to see what the mettle of these guys is made of. But man, when it gets into the conference, and that conference schedule, you get into game 5, game 6, game 7, Georgetown, DePaul, Villanova, and then UConn. You're talking about, this is where the blood and guts of the team is going to be exposed.
And I love how you brought up Kadari. I think another thing that might have hurt St. John's is the physical play of the Big East Conference. Big East Conference is known historically as a physical conference, continues to be a physical conference. That was not a physical game against in the NCAA tournament. And so when you're used to playing a certain style of basketball through the conference and you go to the NCAA tournament and they're calling it differently, that can be a tough adjustment, and obviously was for Kadari, because a couple of those fouls were questionable and may not have been called during a Big East Conference game.
Correct. And I think the other thing, credit to Calipari in how he prepared his guys to take on that St. John's team and play their style, which St. John's was not ready for. I think that was the other thing, was that as much as Pitino had prepared this team all season for battle, having a team that mirrored them in a lot of ways in terms of size and length and talent and overall ability, that game was a terrific game. I don't think anybody can, question the level of talent that was displayed on the floor between both teams. I just think that Calipari understood Pitino's, philosophy and dynamic so well that rather than try and go up against it directly with a different style, he matched that style of intensity with his players and got them to realize that St. John's weakness was really in their own style of play.
Mm-hmm.
And the frustration of Kadari absolutely had an impact on the team.